couldn't look away from the train wreck. You can blame it on the tech for the disrespect. Before you play, you better button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day, a beautiful Saturday. The weekend is here. We done made it. Chapters down below, sub button right there, all that good stuff. Appreciate the time for helping the channel grow. Check this out, man. We got hot buttons to check. I'm gonna do my very best to post 2 videos today. One will be later tonight. This one I had to talk about because Ed Boon just posted this like last night. FGC NRS community is already spazzing out, so we gotta check these buttons without further ado, and let's go. All right, now into the first set of the official announcement for the delays for the MK movie. FGC spazzing out not only over the date, but of the latest design for some of the particular characters we's about to unpack because people is really pissed, so let's go ahead and get it. Right here, Ed Boon posting this last night saying, in case you haven't heard, and he posted this. May 15th of next year. Y'all, the movie was supposed to release in 2 months. Now we gotta wait a whole nother year. Well, FGC has reacted to this, obviously a lot not feeling it, saying I was looking forward to watching it in the fall. Now I gotta wait until next year. And has it been delayed because of Jade's coconut head? You see that one has over 100 likes, and hopefully they fix the Jade issues. You see where this is going. And I really don't think the time of year is going to matter. People want to watch this movie. They're gonna show up for it, and it was a dumb move. And then down below, release the last Kombat pack with the movie. Even IGN did an article about it saying Mortal Kombat 2 will now debut in theaters May of next year instead of October of this year. Deadline claims Warner Bros. And New Line Cinema believe the movie will perform better at the summer box office given the wild fan response for the trailer. That's interesting. Because it had a big response, they're saying they're gonna wait? I don't know, I'm kind of confused, but check this out. Even Street Fighter, the movie, the latest one is supposed to come out March of next year, March 20th, but that got scratched. Now it has no release date at all right now, so we're just waiting. So both of these actually should get released next year. So I don't know if they're like trying to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe they're talking to each other. Is NRS trying to do like some cool thing? They're going to release something new and they realize, oh, wait a minute, we should hold back the movie. That way it can coincide with our other announcement. Some people think it's too soon for them to release anything. Hell, the last video, I think it was just yesterday, right? We were talking about how there was leaks from NRS about Injustice 3 because some of the voice actors were running their mouth, and even Maximilian, I saw he reacted just putting like some big, googly eyes like, what the hell is this about? Because I know in one of Max's previous videos, he was like almost 100% certain that the next game has to be an MK game. But now we have stuff like this. So just goes to show, we really don't know what the hell is happening, but damn, you got to think. They're releasing this, or they were supposed to release this movie in 2 months. Everybody was hyped. They was bragging about it. And some people are posting in the comments saying, well, I'm glad at least they waited. That way they get the movie right. I don't think that's the case, though. The movie's done. I don't think they're going to do any reshoots or anything like that. Even Ed Boon himself, when it was posted, saying they nailed it. This movie is perfect. I love it. So I really don't think, oh, we're just taking more time. I think that stuff is out the oven. If anything, I think they might just have something up their sleeve. But to go from, oh, we're going to drop it in 2 months to a year, oh, man, I don't know if that hurts the momentum. I really don't. I think it all just depends on what else do they have in store to kind of stack on top of this to build up the momentum once again. And for Street Fighter, the movie, that one, we haven't really seen any trailers or anything like that. We just got like the actors that are casted for it. Some of it are like, eh. Some of them actually seem pretty cool, but that one has nothing. So I could see that date is being pushed back just because that movie's not done at all. So hopefully they push back that date because they're trying to make that movie actually good and not something ridiculous that we've been, used to in the past. Now, going back to the Jade thing, that was one of the biggest things that stood out when it comes to negative aspects of the trailer. Right now, I think the trailer actually got mostly positive reviews. But the casting for Jade, that gets a lot deeper. So you saw in some of the first comments that we read, people are very unhappy. That's where they're like, oh, well, hopefully they're postponing it to recast or design her different, because the actress, or I should say, the costume or character that they portrayed in the trailer for Jade, that's not it. That ain't hitting. It's way off the mark to the point where people are actually insulted or pissed off. There's a a content creator by the name of Dr. Disaster. This is my first time learning about him, so his information down below. Check out the video right here. Let's start with the thumbnail, y'all. He says, what the fuck is this crap? Delusional, Mortal Kombat 2, Rex Jade. You can see right here. This is other stuff people are posting saying, this is the original, this is the redesign. Damn, compare the two. Even comments under the video are saying, seeing that thing was such a big disappointment. It looked good until she showed up. The moment I saw this actress, I closed my wallet. Katana fighting Jade. Everybody would be rooting for Katana to beat up that Gollum. Damn. All right. So this is his channel, Dr. Disaster. Link down below. He really goes in depth, even though it's hilarious as well.
But I do have a bone to pick with what they've done to one of my favorite characters, Jade. This is what she used to look like in the video games, and this is what she looks like in this new film. And if you think that looks familiar, that's because she is being played by the same actress who stars in Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. She's even rocking the same hairdo. For whatever reason, these idiots think that the gamers who watch this trailer and this movie are going to look at this image here and think, hell yes. But instead, when we see this actress tainting a beloved old character like this, we're really saying,
get away from her, you bitch!
but Warner Brothers is ridiculous with stuff like this. They copyright claim any video that fair uses their trailers, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But anyhow, that is why in the background here I have footage of Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet rather than the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2. But if you watch that trailer, that Mortal Kombat trailer, and I recommend that you do, it's pretty damned entertaining. Karl Urban is cast as Johnny Cage, and while I was not 100% convinced that he was the right call from the looks department for the character, the trailer does a nice job of selling it, and I'm interested to see his full performance.
Stop right there. Okay, yeah, he made a good point, right? Because I think a lot of people thought the same thing. They were like, yo, Karl Urban, like, we rock with him. He's great in The Boys. But they were like, he's too old to play Johnny Cage. This is not Johnny Cage. But then you finally watch the trailer, and you're like, oh, this is supposed to be Johnny at the end of his career. No diss to Karl, because I think he's wonderful, you know what I'm saying? But they're like, oh, it makes more sense. Now it aligns kind of more with his character, because it's supposed to be burnt out Johnny. Oh, at the end of his career, so he's kind of bitter at the bar, getting his Wolverine on, all that stuff.
But what I am not interested in at all is seeing this shit here. I don't know why these simpletons cannot get it into their heads, but a bald-headed Tati Gabrielle, that's the name of the actress, but a bald-headed version of her is simply not appealing at all. We went through this shit several months ago. I'm sure many of you remember the response that gamers had to the trailer for Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. The ratio on that thing tells you everything you need to know about how gamers feel about this sort of look.
Look at this.
If we zoom in here, we can see that the PlayStation version of the Intergalactic trailer got almost 3 million views, and if we slide over here, you can see that, they got 114,000 likes to a whopping 297,000 dislikes. That is a ratio of nearly 3-to-1, and the comment section absolutely brutalizes this character design. This one here says, I feel like Will Smith will slap me for making fun of her.
Stop.
They sell
Oh my God, I feel like Will Smith will slap me for making fun of her. Shout out to Jade Pinkett. Oh my God. The next one said they sell her hair as a separate DLC.
her hair as a separate DLC. You can just tell the main character has a bad relationship with her father. The main character looks like she belongs in Concord, which was a game renowned for its ugly-ass characters, but you get the picture. The feedback for this game was pretty straightforward. Meanwhile, if we look at the Mortal Kombat trailer, you can see that it's being received really well because, as I said, Karl Urban stole the show, and rightfully so. As of the time of this recording, the trailer has now hit over 6 million views in less than a day, and the ratio is superb, with 249,000 likes to 6.3 thousand dislikes. The main difference here being that the bald-headed Tati Gabrielle character isn't being forced to carry the show. In fact, she appears only fleetingly in the trailer. The Johnny Cage fan service, alongside that classic "get over here" line, makes people pretty excited, and folks generally enjoyed the last film too, so I don't think this portrayal of Jade means that Mortal Kombat 2 is completely doomed or anything like that. I simply think it's a good idea to temper expectations for the movie. The last one had a lot of people who really enjoyed it. I wasn't one of them, to be honest. I mean, if you look at Katana here, I've seen a few people dislike this portrayal from this upcoming movie, but I think it was fine. She's covered up a bit more than in some of the games, but at least it isn't flat out ugly like Jade. I don't know who keeps telling Tati Gabrielle to shave her head for these roles, but it's pretty bad advice. Here she is with hair, and she looks okay. Ladies, let me tell you now, if someone is telling you to do this, to shave your frickin' head, chances are it's another female, and chances are she just wants to remove you as a rival, so don't listen to her.
Listen, I understand the Jade blowback, especially when you have such a big difference like that. I saw comments when it first released where people were like, they really need to stop getting these actors that just go into movies and play themselves. It doesn't feel like they're playing the character. It feels like they're playing themselves. Whatever look they have currently in life, they just bring it to the script. That's not how movies are supposed to work. That's not how stories are supposed to be told. And I'm not gonna lie, it does feel that. Now, there's a borderline there because I feel like sometimes people have a tendency to go too hard in the paint, you know what I'm saying? When it's she's ugly, she's disgusting, and okay, ease up. Now, I think there's a difference between talking about what she brings to the role and how she makes the character look versus how she is in real life. You know what I'm saying? Because people go hard as a mug, you know what I'm saying? But let me say this. I think it's horrible casting. I think it's horrible casting, and if you were gonna cast her for that, like they showed a clip with her of hair, why not just be true to the screen? Be true to the script. Be true to the Lord. I don't understand why it's so hard. Like anytime, and it's not just MK, it's not just female. Anytime with men or women, when people feel like, yo, you're not true to the canon, you know what I'm saying? You're not true to the actual story, they raise the fuss. Whether it's a guy, a female, when it's horror, a hero, whatever, any genre, people are going to have a problem. It's not just against women, it's just period. I saw some comments saying, oh, they're just afraid of a real woman and how real women look. Honestly, that has nothing to do with this shit. We're talking about casting a movie. We're talking about making the movie legit or making it feel good. That's why people had a lot of problem with part one, because they were like, who the hell is Cole Young? Cole Young is the main character? Who's this shit? You know what I'm saying? All in all, they made their money and it got some good reviews, but we still had a problem with that. And that was a dude. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with people love a real woman. Shit, I love me some real women. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's all about casting at the end of this. I even saw some comments where they're like, what do you care? It's a fictional character. The fuck are we talking about right now? That just gives me like, hey, I don't play fighting games or video games, but I was bored at work, so I just kind of clicked on this video. Matter of fact, it popped up accidentally and I thought I would leave a comment. Like, what are we talking about? And no, let me go even deeper. I'm not saying bald, because I already know there's somebody out there that's gonna clip this shit or try to respond. I'm not saying bald is not beautiful or bald can be beautiful, but let's be real. Since the dawn of time, everybody has given men shit when she go bald, right? That's why we got Rogaine, wigs and shit. Women are notorious for wearing wigs, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's been the universal standard for a long time. People have felt bad for losing their hair, right? Or they were clowned, or they were, trolled, bullied, whatever. Especially the younger you lost your hair. Shit, I knew guys that lost their hair, like in junior high. 6th, 7th grade, they started losing their hair. They were bullied, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, long story short, that's been the universal consensus, right? That going bald is not it. And then once we started seeing women go bald, I guess in Hollywood, purposely like, yo, this is my look, this is how I am. Yes, they caught some shit. Just like I think certain men cut shit. Now, like I said, let me go back one more time. Doesn't mean that not everybody can pull off bald, you know what I'm saying? Or that not everybody looks bad. Because obviously, we've seen people with short hair, female and male, they're like, damn, they actually look good. They pull it off. They got a nice little head, fine ass face, thick, you know what, I'm talking about too much. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that has always been a thing. That has always been a stereotype. But I think it's bigger than that. Once again, we're talking about casting. We're talking about this character and how they usually always look. Remember this? Remember this horse shit that came out? When was this, 2008? Look at the casting. That's Goku if you don't know. 2008, this was Dragon Ball, that's Goku. This was Goku. 2008, this was probably the worst movie ever made. A Piccolo, I'll put him on the screen as well. This was the Piccolo that they made. This was Piccolo. Looking like a broke-ass Timu alien. Like, this was the casting. Nothing but, like, bad reviews. This movie was clowned. Horrible. Horrible casting. Guess what? They were all men. Had nothing to do with women or balds or anything like that. It just had to do with what the fuck is this? This is not Dragon Ball. Now, I had to say something. Because, you know, usually I'm neutral. I'm like, here's what they say. How do y'all feel? And I get it. But when I see comments where people are like, one, it's a fictional character. What do you think? What are you even doing here? Because what are you even doing here? You know what I'm saying? And for two, oh, you're just mad at a real woman. Oh, I have to say something. Because, wow, you too, what are you doing here? You're just mad at a real woman? There's plenty of real women in the movie. We're talking about Mortal Kombat. And here's the last thing I'll say. For those of you that are hoping, oh, maybe it's pushed because they're going to make some tweaks because they done seen all this, they're not. They're not. And I would bet money that they're not. They love the movie. Ed Boon said they nailed it. It is perfect. They're simply pushing it, I believe, because they're like, what is our best chance to make this thing get even more? Because it got such a good response. And maybe they got a potential collab coming up or something else that they're doing. Like I said, once again, most people said it's too soon for them to drop anything else. I don't know. Maybe they're doing something with the Street Fighter movie. I don't know, right? I don't know. I would hope that they would, because honestly, I believe if you're announcing to the world, guess what drops in 2 to 3 months, right? Huge excitement, huge responses. You saw the trailer, you saw the views, and now guess what? It'll be a year. If that don't kill momentum, like, damn, that is like the number one thing that kills momentum. Now when it comes out, we might forget about it. Something else might come out, but I don't know. You would think at big corporations like this, WB, NRS, and like that, before they make the movie, or before they even think about announcing it with the trailer, they would consider all these things in the first place and know, well, what other movies are going to drop around this time? What is our best chances? You would think all these calculations would go on before they promise us a release date. The only thing I could think of is they actually did do that stuff, but something else just came up unexpectedly that they were like, oh, this might do even better if we just wait until next year. That's what I'm hoping. Because if they just simply said, oh no, we should wait until next year and everything's ready now, just for the hell of it, because they just saw some numbers, I think that's bad. In my personal opinion, let me know down below if you disagree. You know what I'm saying? I think that's bad. I think that's going to kill hella momentum once again, unless they have something that's going to boost it once again next year. That was Butt Check fam. Definitely let me know how you are feeling. This was a crazy ass, hilarious story, man. Yeah, it's one of those things. When it comes to our movies and the accuracy, we have seen some whoppers. We have seen some disasters, which is crazy, right? Because we've watched, I mean, remember when The Matrix first came out, y'all? If you're old enough, I'm talking about the originals, right? That was fucking amazing. The graphics, the animations, we were like, wow, this movie is it. We were like, how come they can't just make a Dragon Ball like this? Like, how did you do that? The simple reality is they just don't have the budget. It's a different company, you know, different script, different movie, different actors, everything. They simply, it's not like they can, oh, since y'all did that, let us have all that shit you used, we'll do it too. No, it doesn't work like that. But the problem is like I said, the reality is you see other movies in our childhood or just, you know, today that are like, wow, these are amazing. Why can't we just have a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or Dragon Ball like that? Why can't we just do it like that? Either way, at the end of the day, Always easier said than done. I'm talking too much. I'm tired. I'm gonna do my best to see you later tonight. As always, I don't know what it is, but I know as long as you ain't shaving your head and trying to call yourself Jade and be in the new MK movie, it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
This man said, I'm afraid Will Smith will slap me for making fun of her. Oh, but that's another example. Jada Pinkett has had short hair for, listen, in my childhood, Jada Pinkett was fine as hell, right? She always got compliments. We always considered her a beautiful woman. Even when she had short hair, she's had short hair for a long time. She pulled it off. Now, I don't know what else she's pulling off because she done having some entanglements. She pulling off entanglements, and now we talking about some weird Will Smith over here slapping people because of the entanglements, you know, Chris Rock and, you know, bald head. It builds up. I'm saying the entanglement done built up in Will, and now it came out in the form of slapping. And I don't even know what the hell he's doing nowadays. I think it's kind of spasm. But anyway, it happens, you know what I'm saying? And that's all because you're bald. I feel like I started out good, but I just completely crashed that metaphor. Anyway, y'all have a good one.